Hey everyone, welcome to our lesson on slope-intercept form. Slope-intercept form is a way to describe a line or graph of a line, linear function, and it looks like this: y equals mx plus b. When you are in slope-intercept form, the m is our slope, it's what represents our slope, and the b is what represents our y-intercept, or where it's crossing the y-axis. So when we're trying to create this form, we will find those values and insert them, and then we will leave the x and the y as variables, and then we will have our equation for slope-intercept form of a line. Let's look at an example. Let's take the line y equals negative 3x plus 5. All we have to do when we're in slope-intercept form is match our positions for m and b to the values that we see. So here we could pull the negative 3 out and the 5 and know that the negative 3 is our m, since it's sitting in the spot where m should be, and the 5 is our b, since it is sitting in the spot where b should be. And I can take these now and go graph this line using this information. So our equation was negative 3x plus 5 in slope-intercept form. And what I could do is find the place where it crosses the y-axis. That would be my b. So it's 5 in this case. I'm going to go up to 5, put a coordinate, and then I'm going to move in the direction of the slope to find each additional point. Our slope, our m, is negative 3. We could also look at it as negative 3 over 1. So we would have a rise and a run direction to move in. So from this point, I'm going to go down 3, since it's negative 3, and over 1 to create each additional point. So I'm doing that now. And we can continue on until our graph ends, or until we have enough points to connect and form our line. Okay, so go through as best you can, and there's our graph of this function in slope-intercept form. Okay, here's another example. If we are given the information and we need to write the equation, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to match the information we have to the positions of the m and the b so that we can fill it in. Remember, slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. So let's say we have a slope of 1/2 and a y-intercept, a b, of 4, and we need to find this equation. What we're going to do is, we know that this one's m and this one's b. We're simply just going to slide these values in to these spots and leave the y and the x alone. So this will look like y equals 1/2 x plus 4. Easy as that. Let's say that we're given a picture or given a graph instead of the pieces, the m and the b, and that we need to make the slope-intercept equation from that picture. How would we do it? Well, let's look at a line. Let's say we have a line that looks something like this. What we're going to do is we're going to see where this line crosses the y-axis, and that is going to be our b. And then we're going to travel up and over to each additional point, and that is going to be our m, our slope. So we need those two things to be able to form this equation. When I look at this line, I can see that it's crossing right through 0, 0, the origin. So my y-intercept is going through the y-axis at 0. And that could happen at any number, but ours happens to be at 0. And then to get to each additional point, I can travel up 1 over 1. Let's look at this. See this? To get to each additional point. That means when I move up 1 over 1, my slope is 1 over 1, or 1, as reduced to. And so let's form this equation. Y equals mx plus b. I'm going to slide in my m value here for m. I'm going to slide in the b value here. And I just want to make sure it's simplified and looks a little better. So really the only things I would need here, I can get rid of my 1. Anytime I have 1 in front of a variable, I don't have to write it because it's implied. And plus 0, I really wouldn't need that either because I'm not adding anything. So y equals x is my function here. Whatever numbers happen to be in for your m and your b, you're just going to slide those in to those positions, and that will form your slope-intercept form. This concludes our lesson on slope-intercept form.